I'm well. What about you?
Great. We see Canva on the screen.
There you go. And okay, so this um what Jeremiah Maxwell put together, and in the overview, I really to be honest, I really wasn't prepared to present, but
Yeah, we'll just have a conversation about it and tell us a little bit about your project, and we can, ask you questions and give some feedback.
okay. Do you mind just read some out the slides? That's okay. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to read word for word. Just give us a broad overview.
Okay. Oh, view right there. Okay. We will be discussing the issues of Cypress Creek and ways to fix the issues. We have area analysis, demographics, math, and case studies, and even have nature-based solution. It's called the gray water filter system. And the gray water filter system is basically the solution that I had from last year, or yeah, it's amazing. So um so the so I mean, everybody knows the issue of Cypress Creek, and major barriers and many floods, water pollution, that's obvious, and very, very obvious. And solutions are one of them is I think gray filter system and improvement and let's see. I'm gonna move on. Okay, here's the team's work, existing conditions. As you can see, this person named Janina Covington. I mean, obviously, who's talking right now? This is her map, and her map basically deal with sidewalks. I mean, it's not all the sidewalks, but mark up the sidewalks, and the litter is in blue and the blue. So it's a lot of trash. It was a trash and street view on Google Earth. It was near the sewers. And I'm I don't know how it was, but obviously that's wrong and disgusting. And we got violent crimes. As you can see with Jeremiah, his map is in purple. And I'm just giving you an overview, just telling one or two things or more about the different map, each map, and for red equals property. So I'm just reading based off the maps what Tristan probably did. Here's the existing condition continued. As you can see, some of y'all planners map is on there, as you can see, probably. and where's Janita Covington? There's one that talking about the age of the area, 15 through 17, I think. Yeah, it's a lot of demographics.
Which map would that be?
Mm, let's see. It is extremely small, so I'm trying to look at it. Okay. That will be the very bottom. The very bottom. The very. I don't know your right bottom. The
Okay.
yeah.
The light purple, right?
Yeah, light purple. The majority is light purple. Yeah, and in the area the of the area code 38108 of Cypress Creek area.
And what are the two maps? Go back for what are the two maps in the middle that are more the blue and beige?
Um, it is from my point of view, it is extremely small. So I'm trying my best. um, um, I don't know because I don't barely see it from this point of view.
Yeah, and those were other team members that prepared those two, right?
Hopefully, because I remember I'm putting maps on there as well too. So, but don't worry, we did. Some of us contribute. I'm just gonna be honest. Some of us did contribute. Okay. Um. Okay. You have any more questions about this slide? Or I can move on.
Now you can move on.
Okay. Existing and oh, they go basically part two, the other slide. They go to the other person. Okay. So that was Jeremiah Maxwell. Did he did a different. Everybody don't have, well, not everyone, but some people, well, not some people. Let me rephrase this. The people that did the demographics have and put it on a Google slide had different demographics and not just the same thing. They wouldn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So I already told you about mine. His think about the Vietnam something, if I'm not mistaken. Or veteran, Vietnam veteran.
Mhm.
And this basically the demographics and the percentages of the areas of Cypress Creek in different categories. I wish I could read it, but it's so small. I'm so sorry. um, okay. And here's the paragraph about it. So Tristan got his paragraph. And yeah, also Tristan. This is Tristan, popular where you see that at. This is demographic. Um, we basically did a paragraph about what the demographic is. Okay, if you really want to know what's the demographics, and I can see them, the paragraph will, will explain. So as you can see, where it's Virginia Covington, obviously that's me. One demographics is about estimate percentage of all people aged 15 to 17 between 2019. One of the demographics also about estimated percentage of people under 18 with one or more disabilities between 2015 2019. Also on the demographics is about estimated percentage of people who served in the Vietnam Wars. Oh, that was me.
Mhm.
As of the fit as of 2015 2019. One of them is about race. Also, there's one about medium household income. Lastly, one of them is about term. I don't know how to say it. Okay, so And there's others. Hope you can see it. And there's others as well. Don't want to stay too long on it, but do you have any questions or
Yeah,
about?
so how would you make it more readable or more descriptive if you weren't here speaking with us and we were just looking at your posters, as a display? How would you, it's about graphic communication, and so the posters kind of tell the story themselves. So what would you do to make it a little bit more descriptive without you having to orient us on what the each map is and what the information is?
Maybe to put the paragraph next to the demographic, the one
Oh,
that's
great
one.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah, because it is. I didn't do the organization of this, set it up. It's somebody else. Not saying the person they really didn't. I'm not saying the person did a bad job. They did the best they could. I mean, they did better than me. How I tried to set it up at first, and
Yeah, so these are descriptions of what the maps display. So
yeah,
these
yeah,
these
it's just the organization.
yeah, so these could really be captions or titles for the maps, right?
hmm. Hmm.
And then also, yeah, remember as your boards are put together, think about what the map's telling you as a story, and you can reflect that in the in the title of it. Make a big title about this is age, or this is the map that reflects the percentage of veterans who served in Vietnam, or you know.
Hmm. Subtitles so they know what they're finna read or finna see.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, I can show this to you after you're done presenting, but I may have mentioned earlier the Noun Project. Check out the Noun Project on the internet. You use it for a lot of things. There's just kind of a clearinghouse of all these icons you can download. So often putting a percent and a title next to an icon that represents, say, household income. You can put a house, little outline of a house and a dollar sign in it, and there's your graphic, and it pops out at you.
So the symbols that quickly represent what words would mean in a paragraph, right? Or on a graphic board. So we're all in a hurry and real quick these days, just wanting to understand at a glance. So yeah, that's a great way to set up your board graphically, just to use symbols.
Oh, symbols. Okay.
I'll give you an example at the end here.
Like I understand, like for example, a dollar sign, you put a dollar sign on the map and you give the map key. That's symbols, ain't it? Right.
That works too. That's also a good option.
Okay, moving on. Okay, there are case studies. Um, there's only 2 case studies. One of them is obviously is mine, and one of them obviously is Jeremiah Maxwell. And one of the solution was in the case studies, how it was something to do with flood, and Cyber Creek, of course, floods. Um, so okay, so you want me like to? I get what you're saying. So like, you want me to not explain, but just read off from the presentation?
No, actually, you can just describe what the case study was studying. Like we know that the lower right hand corner is talking about climate change, and solutions for addressing climate change. And I guess you were saying the case study at the top is about flooding.
Uh-huh.
So, make either
Make subtitles. Like, okay.
yeah, photographs or big word flooding, where that case study case at the top is a big huge font saying flooding, and a big picture that would help describe what the moral of the story is.
Okay. So just pictures and front. Okay.
And then big titles.
Big titles. Okay.
What's WWF?
WWF works globally on promoting.
Oh,
I
that
really didn't do this case study. Well, I don't think one of the person that is not here.
Yeah.
I don't know that person's supposed to be here, but I don't know what that means. But
yes.
it looked like an organization to me.
Yeah.
It's FF works globally on promoting natural. It looks like an organization, as far as I can read it. Okay, I don't want to take too long. I know other people got to present.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so and here's the team's work problem and solution. So okay, so as you can see on the map, there's a lot of issues, and I think we should have been more specific when we mark up them oranges. What specific issues? I mean, obviously we did like an exercise like flooding and sidewalks, maybe bigger sidewalks. It depends on the area as well. Dependent on the area, because if the area is like small neighborhoods, I don't think they really need a big sidewalk. You know what I'm saying? So the car can fit through to get their homes or whatever. So you really got to think about the area and the region and all that stuff. And 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 obviously there's a lot of violence in Cypress Creek, and and if our team want to get deeper of why, because everybody got a different situation, why there's a lot of violence around there. That's depending on somebody else's research. I didn't really research that myself. Just presenting what somebody researched. Yeah.
So, just generally, you guys did a great job with putting it all together and identifying what issues that you found. What you might consider as, the issues that you found were, and you talked about, were flooding and not enough connection with improved sidewalks and a lot of trash. So you may have mentioned water quality, but that's really what your solution is based on, water quality, right? But
Mm-hmm.
so
Naturally. Yeah.
think about some of the other solutions that would address the major issues that you guys found, like improve sidewalks or a way to improve cleanup, prevent trash from collecting in the storm systems, and then how to address some of the flooding issues.
Yeah, so Janita, going off what Andy said there, think about combining solutions. So water and sidewalks can go together in one design for a solution, and the way the area around the sidewalk is designed can affect the level, how easy it is to commit a crime, or can affect how easy it is to build community based on how social you can make that sidewalk space. So people are also less likely to commit a crime and also more likely to commit to each other. So when making the argument for your final solution, you guys want to make sure, tell the rest of your team that you're highlighting in these items the issues that you are in these slides. So highlight the issues that you're responding to the most. You know, if water is in orange there, you can highlight the orange post-its the most. So just wanted to say that.
Hopefully I can remember all that.
All right. Well, good job. Hopefully you can add some more to your project as you get close to the exhibit time. Great job.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Janita. I have two teams and I have folks vying on who's going next. So I'm gonna default to, and Libby, I'm so sorry because we've been talking in the chat. I'm gonna default to Ray because he's in our space right now. He's gonna present, and then Libby's gonna go second, if that's okay. Third.
And when are we ending here? 2:20?
Yeah, so it's 2:25.
Yeah. So
yeah, I can go longer.
So Ray is ready to go. So, and then.
Great. We'll try to do about 10 minutes each then.
All right. So, okay, here we go. Here you go, Ray. Thank you. All right, got it.
All right.
Give us the 5-minute spiel here.
So pretty much what we're just gonna do. So there's a so first off, we're just gonna start with like my area analyses, or my team's area analyses, really, because it's not really just mine. But and so we each did our own slides and everything and made our own maps. And first is Britain's. She chose to do research on the lack of sidewalks in public communal space, as well as vacant houses and blight in the area, as well as desertification and exploitation of natural resources and stormwater management. And as you can see, she's just kind of general areas of those two. So again, those are her, those are all her topics. And for solution, she wanted to pretty much just like re-engineer and restore, as well as use a lot of green infrastructure to help kind of get people invested in it. And this one's mine. I mapped out using the light blue for the water that's being fed into, as well as the dark blue for Cypress Creek, and the red for housing areas, and yellow for major roads. Red for housing and industrial, I apologize. And my solutions were pretty much just to start investing money like for long-term solutions, because we did a case study on the Wolf River that we noticed that when people started to invest money into it, it got a lot better. And that's something I'm going to talk about later. And for my urban systems, I had parking and major travel barriers. So parking, as we saw earlier, I think is pretty slim. And there's all the major bus stops like along that like water area. And buses, as you know, emit a lot of emit a lot of exhaust and pollution into the area. And so I did a little bit of research and found out that people are starting to make green buses that I think could be beneficial towards helping the environment, not helping exhaust fumes in the environment, creating runoff into the water and being emitted into the air. And Sophia, she had water pollution and just regular pollution and waste management in the area. As you can see, she had major waterways and then the waste management facilities, which are creating runoff into the various waters, as you can see right here and here. And it's also being put onto the streets and being leaked into the sewer systems. In her urban system, she's got okay. She got yellow for her different housings and the proximities to the grocery stores, markets, and corner stores. And crime in the area, as you see, is pretty, she's got it pretty mapped out, as well as for schools. And for Jacob, he did a lot. So the blue lines representing major roadways and yellow representing crime. So he's got his a little bit more in-depth than Sophia's did for crime, but she also covered a couple of topics. And for this one, he's got red and brown and purple. Red representing lower elevation, which is going to create like sewer puddles, and which, you know, and then brown showing areas of water. So like he's got the red and the brown on top of one another, which is showing lower elevation as well as a lot of water. And then the purple showing industrialization with the Meta bus stop and different company parking lots. And for Darius, he's got his environmental. I know it's not quite done yet, but it's getting there. So he's got his only park without bike lanes or tracks, and then roads that aren't consistent with anything, and then many homes that have blight or vacancy in them. And his urban issues aren't done yet either. So Safari didn't have an area analysis on this slide, or for either slide. Just okay. So for the apartment complex, her solution would be to eliminate vacancy and to just like start generating more money, which is going to help people get interested in it, as well as demolishing homes and or waterways that might not be very beneficial to the environment. And for environmental issues with vacancy, there's going to come a lot of low income. There's not going to be a lot of income put into the area, and it's going to essentially lead to low population and high environmental toxicity. And then we've got our demographics here. So this are showing different races in the area from 2013 to 2017. And the map shows that the area is 50 to 90% African American. The rest would be a mix of white, Hispanic, and Asian. And this is our demographic for household income, showing average income level, which would make 39,000 or less in the Cypress Creek neighborhood. And homeownership between 40% and 76% around the area. As you can see, there's got a lot of 40 to 50% or less right around here, showing the vacancy or blight in the area. And then age, there's a lot of 49 or greater. So there's a lot of older people that may not be able to take care of themselves, or there's also 32 or less, so young people that may not have a good supportable income yet.
Yeah, save some time for your solutions too.
Yes. And then as we see, we got our education level, our employment, which is a lot of people are employed, but that doesn't necessarily mean good income. And then our religion, making religion different. And then our case studies, as you can see, we did the Wolf River case study. In 2004, the Wolf River project began. There was conservancy. There was over $12 million implemented into it. And as of right now, in 2021, it's gotten a lot better. And then we've done waste management, which is obviously a big problem around Cypress Creek. The city has a program, but it's not great or reliable. And then our area analyses, which was kind of spotty, but it's not bad. So we got our schools, our park area, and our various pollutants, as well as crime and vacant lands. And then our potential solutions would be to change like walkability. So the map on the left, as you can see, has cities that have, good walkability and ones that don't. Okay, so there's walkability around, as you see, Boston, San Francisco, etc. And one of those solutions would be to be able to change the structuring in the area and make it more accessible to outside people that don't necessarily live in the area, like with the green line or with general sidewalks. And then a food desert solution that Sophia made for us. We should be offering affordable, locally owned, non-grocery stores with fresh, healthy products, which I know we have there, but they aren't in great supply and they don't always have the best options available. And then a mobile food market that could help maybe deliver to people who can't necessarily always get out of the house or don't have a reliable means of transportation to and from markets. And then, like, as you see, here's our chart for different infrastructure and activities, and of course, the priorities such as transit and streets. And then here's Michael. He hasn't got all of his work done either. And then that's it. So thank you.
Pretty good,
Great.
guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
You had a lot of information to cover. Great job.
Yeah, good job presenting too. Just you showed good job with all the teammates getting involved, and those initial maps were all very good. And in your final presentation, see if you can simplify a little bit by showing what was mapped and what you boiled it down to. So the little post-it note exercise is kind of that, but maybe have a graphic that shows the most pressing issues and right next to your solution. So I think walkability is a good type of solution that we're looking for. And if you're designing kind of that intersection, like in that last image of good walkable streetscapes, see if there's any elements you can highlight within there that relate to some of the other issues you're solving for.
Okay.
But definitely keep the main thing, right? If walkability is the main thing, keep it the main thing, and just show how walkability also addresses other issues.
Yeah, it seemed like walkability and then food access was important based on your solutions. What you might want to do is make a stronger tie between your findings and your proposed solutions. So if you're going to show lack of walkability, like with photographs or with lack of sidewalks or disconnected places, show that in your existing conditions, and then your solutions are addressing what's the most pressing issue, right?
Yeah, your one teammate mapped streets that didn't have, I forget how you worded it. It was different, but spot on. It was like streets that didn't have a whole lot of meaning or a whole lot of, grid or something to them. Highlighting that. And if you live in one of those houses at the back end of the cove, your ability to walk to, wherever, the old North Side High School or the park, it could be really short if you cut through someone's yard or a flood area, but it ends up being all day because you have to walk all the way around. So that's an example of highlighting the issue and linking it to the solution.
And how are ways that you can show there's a need for better access to healthy foods in your existing conditions? How do you think you can reflect that better?
I know Sophia used a lot of different infographics and like different images. So that, I think we could probably figure out how to make it more relatable to Memphis itself. So
if there's no nearby grocery stores, or there's the demographics show some health disparities, some poor health like obesity and heart disease, that those are some existing conditions that might identify the need for better food access, right?
And if you have anyone who can draw or do any sort of graphics on your team, you can take a image from Google Street View and draw on top of it. So that infographic you had there of the intersection, you could sketch out yourself on top of a base photograph, if that makes sense to you. Just change some signage on some buildings, put some buildings in where there aren't, make draw a bigger sidewalk, that type of thing. if you guys have that ability, or just, give it a whirl if you don't have, a super duper artist within the team as well. Would be, if we had more time in the class, we'd want everyone doing that. So you guys are pretty together, and I think could make the attempt there.
Because I know there's Britain, she's working on something kind of separately from ours, but she wants to include it. And I know she's working on a different solution. She's trying to illustrate one, so that, but I don't know what it is. But that may be what she's planning on. If not, then I can possibly convince her to maybe include it.
Great.
Sure. And that last exercise, if you guys have gotten to it yet, where you're kind of laying out a small plan for the area you've chosen, that goes well with whatever illustration you might have, that kind of top-down view where you can make kind of a heart of your community that's walkable and mixed use. That would be good to see in the final poster as well.
Yeah, you know that you can't make the entire area walkable, but just as Roger was saying, the concentrated area that's most important to make walkable, identifying that area, why that area.
Yeah, and that can just be an intersection with different uses around it, and you can just a bird's eye plan view. Feel free to reach out through Nikki to me too, and I can help any of these groups.
Thank you.
Great, thanks.
All right, I think Pip and Libby are on the same team. They've been waiting patiently, and I feel 10 times kind of bad. So Pip, your hand is raised. Is it because you was ready to present, or you're trying to figure out what time we're leaving?
What time we're leaving?
Yeah, I feel so bad. So I know, can y'all I don't know if we want Libby to lead, or are you leading, or who's gonna talk for your team about what you've done so far?
I guess Libby could
Yeah,
lead.
I could do, like I can do my slides, Pip, and then you can just talk about like what you added on, if that's okay, if you want to.
Okay, I'm going to do my first, actually. Yeah.
Okay, you want to start first?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. All right, I got this.
Thank y'all for being patient, you guys. Appreciate you guys.
Right, this is gonna be my first one. So it's talking about the statistics of the lake, the energy consumption, the the people, the people environment, and the people themselves, stuff like that. Also, yellow and all the colors are connected to the stuff. So yeah, this is my diagram, as you can see. Okay, I would go to, I think we're going to the second one. Okay, my second one is a man-made lake for recreation. So it could work because of the stand water and skills. This water could be filtered, so no chemicals are in it. Trees and landscaping around it help keep erosion down, and underground drains feeding the water of the lake from unwanted standing water. This could be a place of recreation for people who live in the Cypress Creek neighborhood. All right. The third and last one is some recycling with solutions. Found some recycling solutions from Pinterest that we could make it better, or we could implement it into the lake. There's so the first one is I was thinking that if it was Cypress Creek is dirty, while we're cleaning it, maybe we should have some backup water, cycle from Cypress Creek. We're fixing the water. So yeah, my second one is so this is a so we can make a turbine that can clean the water from Cypress Creek. The wind is good, stuff like that. All right, that's it.
Can we look back at your first slide there?
Oh, yeah.
So wait, you and Libby are on different teams, so we're splitting time here.
We're on the same team.
no,
we just,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Libby, why don't you, Libby,
Yeah.
why don't you go ahead so we have time to see yours?
Sorry about that. Go ahead, Libby.
okay. Hey Pip, could you go up to the top? Oh, or not? It's fine. I can turn my phone. 1 second. Takes a minute. Okay. So this is our work. This is my part of the presentation. It's those are our team, those people in our team, and then this is my demographic map of the Cypress Creek area with Kilowatt Lake in it, and blue equals the water. You can read all the what all the different colors mean on there.
Sorry, Libby, can you make it larger?
Oh yeah, no problem.
There you go.
Okay, sorry. There we go. But all the color, you can see all the colors mean different things. I don't think I have time to go through and read all of them right now, but so yeah, and then this one, I did the sticky note exercise and I found the area that I figured would have the best potential for what I was going to come up with. And I wanted to do a green infrastructure park, possibly, like, and have a lot of, because in that area that I picked, it has like a lot of flooding because there's low ground right there, like we heard in other presentations, and because the lake's right there. And so I thought it'd be a good idea to implement possibly having rain gardens, and we could have green infrastructures, and there'd be more parking space and it'd be a local park, and we could possibly even have a local garden in there for the people who can't, if there's not any like good supermarkets around, they could get good fresh healthy food from that garden, and it'd be clean and it'd be recycled and it'd be nicer and cleaner. And then this was the housing and income for that area through 2015 to 2015 through 2019. Then this was total pollution in that area for the same amount of years. As you can see, there's definitely a little bit of pollution in there. Definitely need to take care of that, and that we could come up with. We weren't totally prepared for this today, but we're slowly working on it with the rest of our team. And then housing emergency, and so different vacant land and different I can't think of the word right now. Sorry, my mind's drawing a blank. So yeah, different things like that. And then crime in the area, and food access is pretty low in that area as well. And so yeah, that is part of my project.
Okay, and then tips for kind of the solutions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The beginning was like solutions. I need to flip the two. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I was going to mention.
Yeah, I probably should flip the two.
No, very good. And I enjoyed how you had the big title, like housing crisis or housing emergency. Like immediately I'm like, oh God, emergency. That's definitely one of the big factors. So a catchy title like that certainly helps. Certainly can check out Noun Project too if you want some of the icons to go with it. So like I'm trying to jump back to Pip's as well.
Yeah.
Can you pop up your slides again, Libby?
Yeah, sure.
So Pip, like you've got some good solutions in there, and I think your challenge is to see how the windmill and the alternative water and the other solutions all work together on a chosen site.
They were together because we're taking the elements from the D's design, and then we're putting it into the Cypress Creek thing.
Okay. So yeah, you had that park too, and then Libby had the rain gardens. And
Yes, sir.
maybe one other thing. So this image is great, actually. You know, maybe you guys can't draw like this or anything, but diagramming and showing. So this is kind of a view of a site plan on the left side. So you see how they have the numbers there? Those are essentially their different solutions.
Oh,
So for what they're designing for. So it's kind of like the map key, right?
mhm.
So if you guys were to create something like this, you know, it doesn't have to be, you know, a museum piece here, quality, but showing kind of the site you've chosen specifically within that Post-it map, and then kind of modeling it out here in terms of putting a little number next to each element. So you can see that Pip's windmill is, you know, pumping water and creating energy that's feeding maybe your rain garden when we're in drought times. And then you could maybe show some housing in that vignette that is, you know, addressing the blight and the vacancy. Maybe it's on a vacant piece of land. Maybe that's what helped you pick the site in particular.
Yeah,
Does
so
that make sense?
you guys did a great job. You got a lot of nice graphics, and you're trying to tell a story here. It seems that what would really tie it together is to focus on you've done a lot as far as what the existing conditions are, and then you've got some strong solutions, but you need this problem statement in between that says, why are you doing these solutions to, and what specific problems that you found in the existing conditions that are the highest priority, and why are these solutions addressing that? You know, so, you know, affordability with your housing crisis, your housing emergency, possibly some type of affordable housing solution could address that. And then, you know, your water management solution with your rain gardens and things, you need to, you know, tie back to the flooding issues for existing conditions. So again, you're telling a whole story with your project, and you're saying, here's the problems, the most important, highest priority issues that we found. And this is our problem statement, and our solutions are specifically addressing those existing challenges.
You guys can even think about it in a flow chart or mapping it out. So issues funneling down to our problem statement, going out to our solutions, kind of a spider chart or something of your choosing, kind of a diagram of it all, just to help yourself organize it. And if it's already organized in your head and you're feeling good, it helps organize it for the person you're making the argument to.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Thank you so much for your feedback. Just want to say that.
Yeah, you guys did really good.
Great job.
We get real critical in these reviews, but I think you guys did a great job and put in a lot of work. So don't, you know, we're just giving you help here.
Absolutely.
So definitely make that structure clear to your audience. And then if you have time to illustrate or do that last assignment I put out there to kind of design your own little space with these solutions within it, do that second. So
Okay. Thank you so much.
no problem. Great job.
Pip, you have a question?
What
Ready to
do
go?
I do to proof? So
What do you do to improve?
yeah.
Well, I guess the organization and then the showing of the site you choose. I think you did a good job in going out and trying to get that 3D modeling going with the park solution. It's a matter of tying all the elements together in one scene, in one site. And showing it visually like that is a way to improve. And then tying the issues and the mapping to that final site selection. So tying everything together is the hard part to make a coherent argument. I think you have a coherent argument, but you can always make it more smooth. I think is a good way there. That the mapping's great. You can draw on top of your maps to show exactly where you're designing your area. But yeah, that kind of final imagery diagram of your site and stating clearly why you've selected it, and presentation procedures for that. Does that make
Great.
sense to you, Pip?
Thank you, guys. Good job. I'm looking forward to seeing your exhibit.
Sorry, Pip, I didn't mean to mute you. I did and I didn't.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
So can we go?
Yes, you are free to go, Pip.
Okay.
Invite Libby. Thank y'all for being patient. I appreciate you
Thank
guys.
you, Ms. Wallace. Thank y'all.
All right.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey guys, let me know, Nikki, if there's any other help I can give on a Tuesday or Friday, just to shore things up. I know it's been a lot, but you know.
Ooh-wee, it has been, oh my God. So we're trying to wrap up and it's, you know, teams are in different places, so that can be a challenge. And then teams within the teams are in different places. So I am trying to lead them to having something. Some of them are going to finish, some of them are not, and that's okay. But at least I want everybody to at least get to a final resolution of whatever that is. And the assignment that I found to be the most difficult for them is probably doing the actual the reconstruction of that neighborhood and
Yes.
designing that out. That is where I need like another week. You know what I mean? And I did not anticipate us having a whole week for taking tests last week. So we had tests, EOCs all week. So we didn't have class last week. And this week there's AP prep in the way. It's just a lot of unforeseen events happening in our school. So that has made it very frustrating.
Well, they covered a lot of ground and got a lot of material, and we would love. Delia did the post workshop survey that if we can,
Yes.
you know, have the students take it, and then we can hopefully compare that to their first time and see, you know, if there's different opinions.
Yeah, that is so true. What I am hoping today, like I just saw because I was getting ready to do the same thing, Delia, that you did, was change the title and put post and then give it to them. So this afternoon, I'm gonna post that as their last assignment piece. And I want to add a section in there about how they felt about working in teams. So that's the last part that I want to put in there for the 5th section, I think, because you've got 4 sections. So 5, and like leave it like an open-ended question so that I can get feedback, because it was a challenge for a lot of the groups. So, and especially when we went hybrid, that was just.
Yeah, I think you'll find even graduate students they'll prefer to work as individual solutions in lieu of teams. Teamwork is always harder, but it's you know, it's how they're going to need to work in the future. You know.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It's awesome you're doing that now. I mean, even in the professional world, some folks have a real hard time working in a team. So yeah, awesome to see more younger folks getting into it as early as possible.
Yeah.
I also think that they were really conscious about what they were doing. I saw that they mapped all the supermarket to point out about the food desert and using the map in a very smart way. So I think that's a great result of the work.
Yeah, I think her name was Sophie. She did a great job using the symbols and labeling things. Her maps were very clear.
Right. Yep. There's some glims. There's some real gems in some of these projects.